If you are boiling oats in milk thinking it is healthy, stop immediately. You are creating a chemical block in your gut that robs your body of iron. If you suffer from heavy legs, morning brain fog, or feel drained before midday, your breakfast is the culprit. Research from Oxford University and Blue Zones reveals the truth. Whole grains are powerful only if prepared correctly. Oats carry a fierce chemical defense. Cow's milk is rich in heavy calcium. When they collide in a hot pan, they bind together. Your digestive system cannot break them apart. The nutrients pass straight through you. Most people simply boil them, destroying their active compounds entirely. Stay with me. At the end, I will show you the 2-minute preparation method that strips away this block and preserves every single benefit. Think about the money you spend on high-quality organic rolled oats. You buy them to protect your cardiovascular system. You buy them to manage your cholesterol levels as you age. You stand at the stove stirring them with full-fat milk, thinking you are doing the right thing. Big mistake. The heavy calcium in the cow's milk acts like a biological padlock. It snaps shut over the fragile iron and zinc hidden inside the oats. Your stomach acid tries desperately to break this chemical bond. It fails completely. The food moves into your lower intestines as a useless, heavy lump. You feel physically bloated. You feel sluggish. 2 hours later, you are reaching for a strong cup of coffee just to keep your eyes open. This is not normal aging. This is a basic chemical clash happening right inside your digestive tract. It is completely preventable. But to stop it, you must understand how your body actually absorbs nutrients. Think of your delicate gut lining as a highly secure processing plant. It absorbs essential trace minerals through tiny, microscopic doorways called ion channels. These cellular channels are strictly regulated by your nervous system. When plant-based iron from your oats and heavy dairy calcium from your milk arrive at these doors at the exact same millisecond, they crash. They actively fight for the exact same physical space. It is a biological bottleneck. Faced with this microscopic traffic jam, your gut simply shuts down the iron absorption completely to protect itself. You eat a massive, comforting bowl of food. You feel physically full, but your bloodstream receives absolutely nothing. It is a total biological waste. Your body is crying out for vital iron, yet your stomach is stretched tight. This invisible cellular block is exactly why so many people over 50 experience thinning hair and chronically cold hands, despite eating a beautifully balanced diet. Let us look at what happens when your body misses out on that iron. Iron is the main building block of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the microscopic taxicab that carries oxygen from your lungs to your brain and muscles. When the dairy calcium blocks the oat iron from entering your blood, those taxicabs run completely empty. Your brain gets less oxygen. Your leg muscles get less oxygen. You walk up a single flight of stairs and feel breathless. You sit down to read the morning paper and lose focus entirely. You blame your age, you blame your lack of sleep, but the truth is far simpler. You accidentally shut down your own oxygen supply at breakfast. Your gut is incredibly smart. It regulates traffic efficiently, but it cannot handle a massive dump of dairy calcium and plant iron simultaneously. The calcium always wins. The iron gets flushed away unused. This is why you must separate them. You must give your gut a clear, single pathway to absorb the nutrients that keep you sharp and energetic. But iron is not the only victim of this chemical traffic jam. We must talk about magnesium. Magnesium is the relaxation mineral. It is the biological switch that tells your muscles to unclench and tells your nervous system to calm down. Oats are naturally packed with magnificent levels of magnesium, but when the dairy calcium and the seed's internal defenses lock it away, your body is starved of this vital relaxant. You go to bed feeling physically exhausted, yet your mind races completely out of control. You wake up in the middle of the night with sharp, painful cramps in your calves. You stretch your legs and your joints click and ache. You assume this is just the reality of getting older. It is not. It is a direct result of chronic cellular starvation. When you finally unlock the oat seed using the proper biological preparation, you release a flood of bioavailable magnesium into your bloodstream. It acts like a deep internal massage for your nervous system. Your blood vessels relax, your blood pressure stabilizes naturally. Your sleep becomes deep, unbroken, and profoundly restorative. This is the power of turning an ordinary food into a biological ignition key. It unlocks your body's own miraculous ability to deeply rejuvenate and restore itself from the inside out. But here's what nobody tells you. Even if you remove the milk entirely, you still face a massive biological hurdle. We are talking about the oats themselves, a humble, incredibly common staple sitting quietly in millions of kitchen cupboards right now. The biggest mistake you can possibly make is eating them completely raw in cold morning yogurt or giving them a quick boil on a high-heat stove. Oats are fundamentally dormant seeds waiting for the right environment. To survive cold morning yogurt or giving them a quick boil on a high-heat stove, oats are fundamentally dormant seeds waiting for the right environment. To survive freezing winter soils and harsh conditions in the wild, they contain a highly resilient protective compound called phytic acid. Think of phytic acid as a microscopic suit of chemical armor. Nature designed it specifically to forcefully lock in the seed's precious internal nutrients. It ensures the seed does not sprout too early and die in the cold frost. If you consume the raw oat with this invisible armor completely intact, it acts like a ruthless nutrient thief in your digestive tract. It does not just hold on to its own internal minerals stubbornly. It actively grips on to your body's existing calcium, zinc, and magnesium. It drags them right out of your system before they can ever be absorbed into your blood. You're literally depleting your own bone density with every single spoonful you swallow. Think about it. Nutritionists call phytic acid an anti-nutrient. I call it a biological vault. Until you open that vault, the oat is useless to you. Worse than useless, actually, because phytic acid is highly magnetic. As it travels down your digestive tract, it acts like a sponge. It pulls free-floating zinc from the other foods you ate that morning. It steals magnesium that your heart needs to maintain a steady, healthy rhythm. It robs you of the very minerals that prevent nighttime leg cramps and joint stiffness. So, you eat raw overnight oats soaked in cold milk, thinking it is a modern health trend. In reality, you are slowly draining your body's mineral bank account, month after month, year after year. Your nails become brittle. Your hair loses its natural shine. Your system struggles to maintain its daily vitality. All because you did not remove the seed's winter coat before eating it. Write in the comments, have you ever made this boiling mistake? Think about the sheer amount of energy your body wastes trying to digest improperly prepared grains. Digestion is the most energy-intensive process in the entire human body. When you swallow a bowl of raw, unsoaked oats coated in heavy cow's milk, your stomach acid goes into overdrive. Your pancreas works frantically to pump out digestive enzymes. Your liver is stressed trying to filter out the unusable compounds. Your body is fighting a war against its own breakfast. This massive expenditure of internal energy is exactly why you feel the desperate need to sit down and rest after eating. Your blood is rushing away from your brain and flooding your digestive tract just to deal with the chemical block you created. But when you pre-digest the oats on your kitchen counter using the warm acidic soak, you completely remove this internal burden. You hand your digestive system a fully dismantled, easily absorbable package of pure energy. Your body does not have to fight, it simply absorbs. The energy that would have been wasted on digestion is now given back to you. You feel lighter, you feel sharper, you feel a sudden urge to go for a brisk morning walk because your cellular engine is finally running on premium, unlocked fuel. We must respect the seed. We must trick it into thinking it is spring. We must convince it to drop its armor safely before it ever touches our lips. I will remind you of the precise 2-minute preparation method I promised earlier very shortly. But first, we must look at exactly why your daily choice of liquid is making the situation significantly worse.
The classic bowl of porridge boiled in full-fat cow's milk is a biological mistake. It goes directly against human digestion. Oats provide a specific plant mineral called non-heme iron. Milk provides a massive dose of liquid calcium. In your gut, calcium directly blocks non-heme iron. Imagine two heavy lorries trying to park in a single narrow garage space at the exact same speed. A crash happens, neither gets inside. Aha, that is exactly why you feel sluggish and lethargic despite eating a supposedly healthy breakfast. The iron never actually reached your blood. Piénsalo. Imagine a 62-year-old man making his daily porridge. He pours in a pint of milk, boils it for 5 minutes, and wonders why his routine blood tests show low iron and low energy. In just 5 minutes on the stove, he has accidentally neutralized his entire breakfast. He eats a big bowl, goes for a walk, and has to sit down on a bench because his legs feel like lead. That simple, innocent kitchen habit could be the exact reason your energy crashes before midday. It is a daily trap. Let us break down this iron clash further. Animal iron, like the iron in a good piece of meat, is easy for your body to absorb. It has its own fast-track lane in your gut. Plant iron is entirely different. The iron in oats, spinach, and lentils is fragile. It is easily bullied by other minerals. Calcium is the biggest bully of them all in the digestive tract. When you pour cold cow's milk into a saucepan of oats, you are sending a giant to fight a toddler. The calcium physically binds to the iron receptors in your intestinal wall. It blocks the doorways completely. The oats pass through your system, but their nutritional payload is completely locked out. Think about the physical act of cooking this way. You stand there stirring the thick, milky mixture. You pour it into a bowl, you eat it feeling full and satisfied, but your cells remain completely hungry. Your body, which desperately needs iron to regulate your daily energy, gets nothing. Your hair follicles, which need iron to grow strong strands, get nothing. You are feeding your stomach, but you are depriving your cells.
This is the tragic irony of the modern breakfast. We have forgotten how our grandparents prepared their grains. We traded biological wisdom for modern convenience, and we are paying the price with chronic daily fatigue. So, how do you forcefully push that precious life-giving iron into your biological system? You urgently need ascorbic acid. You need pure, unadulterated vitamin C. Ascorbic acid chemically binds directly to the fragile iron molecules. It fiercely protects them from the aggressive scavenging phytic acid we discussed earlier. Think of vitamin C as a powerful, heavily armed VIP pass for your core nutrients. It grabs the fragile iron tightly by the hand. It walks it straight past the aggressive biological bouncers in your digestive tract. It ensures it enters your bloodstream directly and safely. It guarantees cellular delivery. It is that simple. Try this remarkably simple, highly effective adjustment tomorrow morning. Add a small handful of crushed, fresh raspberries or a quick squeeze of fresh orange juice to your porridge bowl. But you must do this strictly after the cooking process is finished. Never do this during the heating process. The fresh, vibrant acid transforms your intestinal absorption rate instantly. It multiplies the iron uptake by up to 3 times. Why must you add the fruit after cooking? Because vitamin C is highly sensitive to heat. It is an incredibly delicate molecule. If you drop fresh raspberries into a bubbling pot of porridge, the heat destroys the ascorbic acid in seconds. You lose the VIP pass entirely. The iron is left unprotected once again. You must wait patiently. Cook your oats properly first. Spoon them into your serving bowl. Let the steam settle for a minute. Then and only then add your acidic fruit. A handful of bananas will not work. They do not have enough sharp acid. You need the bright, tart fruits. A squeeze of fresh lemon, half a sliced kiwi, or just a splash of pure orange juice. The bright acid cuts through the heavy starch beautifully. It changes the fundamental chemistry of your meal. The ascorbic acid grabs the plant iron and forms a protective bubble around it. When this package reaches your gut, the calcium cannot interfere. The phytic acid cannot steal it. The iron slides effortlessly through the microscopic doorways of your intestinal wall and straight into your red blood cells.
Within 20 minutes, your brain receives a fresh surge of oxygen. Your hands warm up. Your morning brain fog lifts completely. This is not magic. It is basic human chemistry applied correctly. But wait, now that you know exactly how to rescue the iron from being wasted, you urgently need to know about the hidden, highly destructive temperature shock. Because just carelessly throwing your perfectly paired oats into violently boiling water ruins the entire biological process we just carefully fixed. Let us look at exactly why this microscopic cellular destruction happens and how you can easily prevent it. The absolute most common kitchen mistake is dropping dry oats directly into violently boiling water. It seems remarkably efficient for a rushed morning routine. It is actually completely destructive to your long-term vitality. Oats naturally contain a brilliant, highly specialized enzyme called phytase. Phytase is literally the only biological tool on Earth that can effectively dismantle and dissolve that tough phytic acid armor we discussed earlier. It is your body's built-in, natural unlocking mechanism. But phytase is highly sensitive to external heat. It is incredibly fragile on a molecular level. Boiling water destroys its cellular structure and kills it instantly on contact. Do not do this. Think of phytase as a biological key. Nature hid this key inside the oat seed. When the spring rains come, the seed gets wet. The water activates the key naturally. The key unlocks the phytic acid armor, releasing the nutrients so the seed can grow into a tall plant. This is the natural, intended cycle of the grain. When you throw dry oats into a pan of fiercely boiling water, you melt the key. The extreme heat denatures the phytase enzyme instantly. It warps its shape completely. It can no longer fit into the lock. The armor stays permanently shut tight. The precious nutrients remain hopelessly trapped inside the indigestible fibrous shell. They pass through your body completely unused. This is especially true if you buy those instant quick-cook oats in the supermarket. Those oats have already been heavily steamed and baked at the factory to make them cook faster in your microwave. The factory heat has already destroyed every single trace of the phytase enzyme. They are nutritionally dead before you even open the cardboard box. You must buy traditional, large rolled oats, the jumbo ones, the ones that still have their biological integrity intact. Remember the strict 2-minute preparation rule I mentioned at the very beginning of this presentation? It completely relies on deliberately avoiding this exact disastrous temperature shock. If you get the water temperature wrong, the entire breakfast is ruined before you even take a single bite. So what is the perfectly correct liquid to use, and what is the exact safe temperature to maintain? I will give you the precise, scientifically backed biological protocol right now so you never waste another bowl of precious food. But we must take a moment to discuss exactly which oats you should be buying first. The supermarket shelves are highly confusing. You see instant oats, rolled oats, jumbo oats, and steel-cut oats. Choosing the wrong packet ruins this entire biological process. Instant oats are the absolute worst offender. They are milled into a fine dust, pre-cooked and dehydrated. They digest so incredibly fast that they hit your bloodstream like pure table sugar. They spike your insulin violently. They leave you shaking and hungry an hour later. Avoid them completely. Steel-cut oats are the exact opposite. They are the whole oat groat, simply chopped into pieces with steel blades. They are fantastic for your health, but their phytic acid armor is incredibly thick. If you choose steel-cut oats, the 2-minute soak will never work. You must commit to the full overnight soaking protocol. Otherwise, they will tear through your digestive tract like tiny pebbles. The sweet spot for daily use is the jumbo rolled oat. These are whole oat groats that have simply been steamed gently and rolled flat. They still retain their precious phytase enzymes. They still have their natural fiber completely intact. But they are flattened enough to absorb the warm, acidic soaking water quickly and efficiently. When you stand in the supermarket aisle, ignore the bright packaging promising a quick breakfast. Look for the large, clear bags of traditional jumbo oats. They are exactly what your aging digestive system requires.
Tell me in the comments, how do you usually prepare your oats? You must intelligently soak your oats. Do not just blindly boil them into a thick paste. And you absolutely must use a specific acidic catalyst to trigger the natural enzymatic unlocking process. Soak your oats in warm, room temperature filtered water. Never hot, never freezing cold. Then add exactly 1 single teaspoon of a natural acidic catalyst to the mixture. This could be raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, a sharp dash of fresh lemon juice, or even a small spoonful of live kether whey. The warm, slightly acidic liquid environment gently wakes up the sleeping phytase enzyme from its long dormant state. Think of the natural acid as slowly turning a heavy metal key in a massive bank vault. Over a few short hours of sitting quietly, the heavy vault doors swing open naturally. They release the deeply trapped zinc, magnesium and iron directly into the surrounding water, where your body can easily access them without struggling. Try this simple, life-changing ritual tonight. Put your dry oats, warm water and a dash of lemon juice in a clean glass bowl. Leave it sitting quietly on the kitchen counter for just 2 minutes minimum if you're in a rush, though leaving it overnight while you sleep is the absolute gold standard for maximum nutrient extraction and perfect digestion. Let us get highly specific about this process.
Take 1 cup of jumbo rolled oats. Place them in a glass or ceramic bowl. Never use plastic or metal for this step, as they can interfere with the mild fermentation process. Pour in enough lukewarm filtered water to cover the oats by about 1 inch. The water should feel like a warm summer rain on your wrist. Now add your acid. 1 tablespoon of raw apple cider vinegar is perfect. Do not worry about the smell or the taste. I promise you by tomorrow morning the vinegar flavor will have completely vanished. The oats absorb the water. They swell up beautifully. The acid goes to work immediately. While you are sleeping comfortably in your bed, a microscopic miracle is happening on your kitchen counter. The phytase enzyme wakes up. It begins quietly dismantling the phytic acid armor piece by piece. It breaks down the tough, complex starches that normally cause you painful gas and bloating. It pre-digests the grain for you. When you wake up, the oats will look entirely different. They will be plump, soft, and slightly creamy. The hard work is already done. Your digestive system will not have to struggle at all. Here is the exact biologically safe preparation method to permanently stop the dairy milk from stealing your precious iron. Soak your oats in pure water and a single drop of natural acid overnight. In the morning, cook them very gently on a remarkably low heat in that exact same soaking water. Never use cow's milk in the cooking pan under any circumstances. Never boil them aggressively. Once they're cooked perfectly soft and creamy, take them completely off the heat source immediately. If you absolutely love the comforting, familiar taste of milk, add a tiny splash directly into your serving bowl at the very end. Do this strictly just to cool it down before eating. Better yet, use a small splash of pure, unsweetened almond or oat milk that has absolutely no added artificial calcium to interfere with your digestion. Do not drain that soaking water in the morning. That water is now liquid gold. It is packed with the free-floating zinc, magnesium, and iron that the enzyme unlocked overnight. Pour the entire contents of the bowl directly into a small saucepan. Turn the heat to the lowest possible setting. You want a gentle, lazy simmer, not a violent rolling boil. Because the oats are already plump and pre-digested from the overnight soak, they'll cook incredibly fast. 3 to 4 minutes is all it takes. Stir them slowly with a wooden spoon. Watch as they turn into a rich, velvety texture. They do not need dairy milk to be creamy. The natural starches, when released properly, create their own perfect creaminess. Slide the pan off the heat, spoon the porridge into your bowl. Now add your crushed raspberries or squeeze of orange juice to provide that protective vitamin C shield we discussed. Add a pinch of cinnamon to balance your morning blood sugar. You have just created the perfect, biologically optimized breakfast. You have successfully bypassed the calcium block, you have dismantled the phytic acid armor, you have protected the fragile plant iron with vitamin C. You will eat this bowl and feel completely different. There will be no heavy lump in your stomach, there will be no mid-morning energy crash, just sustained, clean, vibrant energy carrying you straight through to lunch. Oats are genuinely your body's best friend when treated correctly. They brilliantly support your aging cardiovascular system. They naturally relieve sluggish, uncomfortable digestion. But you must respect their fundamental biology. Treat them exactly like a living, breathing seed, not a dead, highly processed powder. Your kitchen is your pharmacy. Every meal is an opportunity to support your cellular engine. Make these tiny adjustments today. This information is strictly educational to support your daily vitality. Never change your doctor's medical treatment without their consent. If this topic interested you, you will love this one too. Stop throwing away avocado seeds. Grate half a teaspoon for a massive energy boost. Take care of your health, respect your body's incredible chemistry. I look forward to seeing you next time.